I have my brother from the south, and generally his reports are never going to be maybe mountains of joy, because very often, not because he's not a brother that wants to do that, he wants to bring great news, but more often than not, once you come in this studio, once you come in the seat, Eworth, it's because things not moving how they're supposed to move.
That's one way to put it, Mose, but I'm definitely sure that by being here, it paved the road pretty soon for me to come out with a lot of good news.
All right,
so I want first and foremost say thanks so much for this opportunity. I always say the voice of the voiceless, and as real as it be, Mose, you know, get better and straight up how you talk, how you present, and what you've been doing, nothing today, nothing yesterday, but don't care as young as you're young, right? And the next generation depend on people like yourself to lead us, and lead the crowd, lead everybody, this nation. But I must also, as we talk about lead, I want to big up the leadership, amazing committee, the Placencia Village Council, leadership under Warren Garbutt. And I know I can't continue to call name because you get in trouble if you miss one, but all the councillors, and also in extension, every citizen that is a Placencia and believes, I always think that councillors, in the sense you got to play a role, you got to back your weight.
St. Bite has been involved in
St. Bite guaranteed. I was St. Bite River, they say Placencia Peninsula, St. Bite Riversdale, Mr. Aleman right there again. We have Miss young lady up in Riversdale. Sorry about that, I get me thought, but bottom line that is, we need more leadership. We really lead in the sense this document that the Village Council have put out is very comprehensive and very simple in the sense of layman term, giving us numbers as to what these people is doing with this illegal dredging on the lagoon side. It's illegal now because you're getting a permit and violate, but everything where you could violate, you violate not halfway, but double, sometimes triple, right? So we leadership have really went out and
for the benefit of the people who are not up to date on what a permit allows you to do, and the things that were done which were not are not permitted by the permit. So you could have a permit, but the permit has restrictions, it has limitations. Just for the sake of the listener and the viewer, in what ways was the permit violated?
For start off with, just to break it down, the permit was granted for go out 150 feet, right? They went out just over 600 feet out to water. They should dig not deeper than 6 feet. They went easily 13 to 16 feet deep. The boom was three times the length, almost. And all of this violation that they broke directly in a broad daylight was not even a slap on the wrist. Now, when we went out there on Friday, after we understand that this thing is going on, and the OE did come out and we said that we'll meet and negotiate. The negotiation was very simple, saying that these people got caught in violation. Listen to what the contractor himself, one of his representatives said, was right in front of us. He said, yeah, we know him. When we can't get the 4,500 cubic yards, which the permit granted them, with 150 feet out. So all we did was continue to walk out till we find the good sand, not going back and saying the way how the permit should work is, even if it didn't reapply, to figure out, okay, the OE, I couldn't, this permit only give me 150. To get what I need, I have to go out 6. They didn't do that. They just business as normal almost. They've been operating for donkey years, doing the same strategy, doing it broad daylight, no matter what, and people not say nothing. We say, but we're not really, we're reaching a new era. But the point I'm giving now, it's unfortunate. It sounds as if we're negotiating the way over the weekend. But I see some of the posts and we're negotiating like what we are doing with the remaining 171 load. Because they already reached their 300 load, they only short at 30 more, etc. Most the last time I checked, when you violate whatever law, I know you're in a negotiation with how you still continue your job, you get charged. And the same contractor, made it a funky just the week before that. The same contractor Me the out that what we know as Earl Key down the Pelican Range, and me get charged only. Well, we hear that they get charged, we didn't even see it. Just as this permit right now, the leadership of Warren Garbutt and team, they asked for see the permit. Up to today, they don't see the permit yet, was. I understand, yes, I know it's in St. by constituency or proper, but it's Placentia Peninsula, I think we work in harmonized.
I think I saw it this morning that the permit was actually
posted. Okay, cool.
Well, I don't know if it's somebody independently.
No, that's good. And even the contractor said it's here. I have it whenever I did see it.
Okay.
The point I'm giving, written the same document I sent you from the village council. In that very thing, they said they did not get the contract. But get it or not, I still don't think the mining unit or the government get what the people of this nation is asking for. They're asking for leadership when it comes to taking care of the environment. Man. We don't know, they don't do all these scientific study. And fortunately, we have people there who was gathering the sand on Friday, test the sand out and see the particles for a certain size. I don't know scientists here. And they said the size of the particles that found in that location wasn't compatible or wasn't required to go on the ocean side. So we say, well, make we get this right, give we a little time for make we figure it out and how best, because trust me, climate crisis and erosion crisis are not involved in that, but this thing real. We don't stay there with our hand tied and do nothing. But if we do the wrong thing, we have one lot to lose, if no more. You know, so
overall, the erosion is a serious problem.
Big time.
But the solution has to be well thought of. That's you
know, just dump it with another problem. And I must say with this now, but I just want to stick one more. I big up the whole crowd, Christine and the crew when they out there for Saturday. Stand tall, continue the next generation. They're right there, I'm there with you know. And it was Isela from Riversdale. Sorry about that, Isela, I never mentioned the name, but really say your leadership, stand tall, Mr. Aliman, Warren Garbutt. And the point now was talking about fixing the erosion or trying to find out, because no matter how good the scientists sound, the globe have no cure for erosion. We have treatment. We have things that we could do for mitigate. They have right now up on the table called beach nourishment, right? And I think I must say, on my personal view, I think there is a lack of true leadership when it comes to even this conversation. You got DOE, and I was present with Mr. Ping right there. When the same guy who lead this study, who have came back and said when I do the beach replenishment, I remember sitting in our very first meeting and I said, Mr. Ping, after listening, I try my best to listen. I like talked about I listen as well. So he was able to make a stand, and I understand his position, to say that, guys, we do need some mitigation, whether it be rock, whether it be sandbag, whether it be coconut leaf. And also I asked point blank, do you think then, Mr. Ping, is there a right way to do any mitigation? Oh, right now what we're studying is the replenishment, and he's he have to be political right, because I think with his tongue, he could get sued by saying the wrong thing. So all I think, because of this whole political thing, he put the whole thing in a turmoil, whereby after big up Bryce, she did lead an initiative with the rock remover, and I was a part saying to them, I wasn't out there now one day in the sense of, I always believe in leadership, but I never really said that it was practical. It was something that we could reach, remove them, that we should harmonize with energy in the real enemy in the climate crisis. How best now we could mitigate, and give my 2 cents while I have the audience say. My least studies are not studies, but on the ground feel for existing on my property where my auntie left for me on the beach at Punta Negra. Over 6 years I do this most. And my coconut tree, they're not in the water. Then I sit tall on land. And I try my best not to damage my neighbor to the south. But the point is that, imagine you there, imitate something or build one look alike. It shouldn't look alike. Like I give some point blank example. I always talk about the Sturtling. Beautiful resort. Nice manager, Mr. Martin and crew. Nothing against them. That seawall that was structured there by the same company. It's a wall. I always say seawall. I think even the term important. It's 90 degrees almost. Nothing that I've led. The initiative in Monkey River, the one it's in Monkey River, we have a 15-foot wide slope. It's 15 at the narrowest spot. it's expensive to do it right. But this project that is profit over everything else must be stopped. But my point I want to get them was a lack of leadership as to how best we could use the existing break. What now won't give wall, but the structure that they try to imitate the beach is completely out of whack, and somebody needs to step in before somebody get hurt. Because we all get hurt for the climate crisis. So.
All right. So again, just to go back to the concern you have, which is absolutely different. So if somebody violates the permit, in your view, then the permit has been broken. It's not like, well, we are. And what does the law call for? If you violate, is there a specific law written that says these are the consequences of doing this, of violating this? What are the penalties? What are the fines? What are the conditions of that is required by the enforcement arm of the government?
I think right away it's 5,000 if I'm not mistaken, and one right now we ask point blank, or is forestry, because where these guys ease into the same the barrier that they made, or the bridge, I don't know use bridge, but the growing that they went out 600 feet, they went through pristine mangrove forestry. Now get one thing, I got a channel right now by my marina, what I need to apply to get the permit for trim there. Not for touch the root now, just for trim there. They have a violation again. Just for tamper with mangrove, I think it's 25,000. All of these things are just slap on the wrist, but these guys not even get slapped on the wrist. And moreover, instead they're in negotiation, are getting for them still 300 truckload, and then give the rest to the community. This should have be one statement whereby we said right there at that meeting Friday that give all the sun, not majority, I think it would have been like 70% to the needy community, and the rest you try best. We had the scientist, Mr. Ping, was on the phone with his advice, because the first plan was to put it right back to make the statement. Think about it, the guys don't have burn fuel to put back that right the way the damage was already been done. But we fished that area, we traversed that area. They would have left it with mung, for instance. And the boat, we're not talking about this one yet. I boat or the boat traffic hazard with that cars, just to run a boat. We had, I think, about 15 years ago at San Pedro, one in the same barge. Somebody running and dead, one guy have some influence with El Pescador. This thing didn't even have a light. So, back to the question about violation, there was no charge. It was business as normal, and people had the door and the door. People come out and stand up, they bring police and all of that. I just see it on your news this morning, you can't never up to speed to what happened. Police actually, they said that, Mr. Christine told me that Friday evening, Mr. Michael and said they have met and said that they would let the developer just go ahead and do it thing. So it's like, where were them and even how did these guys get the permit to start with? They didn't even do a site visit prior to, not that we know of, none. Sounding any way you want more than people stand up. You think that was only breeze? I tell them with this one, we don't want generational change, because desperate time call for desperate measures.
It's 10 minutes after 8, Eworth will take a break and come back. One thing once Eworth come all the way from south, we try to touch as many things as we could touch in one sit down.
Definitely.
Welcome back to the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mozart is in the house. My guest this morning, Eworth Garbutt. If you don't know him, just know that he's a defender of solutions. He's a defender of what is right. He's a defender of the right way. He's a defender of integrity. He's a defender of taking care of the environment. He's a defender of people working out solutions for defend and for support the interests of people. Grassroots, activists, conservationists, fisherman, tour guide, a man of the environment, one man from the south, one man from the peninsula, born out as a Padilla, and then defend all these southern beautiful gems that we have.
Manufactured as a Padilla and born the Placentia. Anyway, Mose, but thanks, man. I don't take this lightly, serious, but really, it's a great opportunity and thing to sit down on the seat. And for me, I just want for the viewers, for people who talk about the dredging up by Maya Beach area, for the fishermen there, we will catch all the snook back there, all the guys were carrying the guests go say all the manante and we talk a little bit because I want to big up Jamal. Watch out, and you don't have to say Jamal, everybody who never know about manante have to understand and analyze the man put that on a map. I think Jamal, you stand tall in my book and everybody book, man. You don't have to say Jamal Galvez because just Jamal. Your name Galvez stay behind because you just own Jamal. You are the Jamal where we know and you really
Manante man.
Manante on the map. So Manante man, we big you up. And I say something where resignate big time and I reach right back to Jamal with this. Think about what is in this dredging for the people. First for the government. We're going for the government. But the thing was finance is an important thing. No government could run our country just have a pro bono. So make we get into the permit part. $650 to get this permit. You want 4,500 cubic yards of material for otherwise 300 load, dump truck load of sand, 300 load. When you do the calculation, it's simple. For one truck load, right? For the government, he collect is $650. For we know we buy sand, I buy sand before. Run cheapest, I think I get going to wait at $5 back in at the time. Now we're at about 7, 8, nearly lean to 9, I hard to find. This contractor, I get it for just over $2 if I'm not mistaken. $2 a load. I understand the process have to get it, the machine with it, but $2 more is the point where I give. If you don't got whereby something makes sense to your country, if you burn up $100 bill, you know, the start 1 cent. That's what we look like right now. For we minerals, we natural, we are the wealthiest, you know, for the small population. We are always the beg, we are always the song like we can't find our own solution. When I look on a pile of sand and I see among the hungry people and people where they get shut up and people, I say solution can't done. And then imagine, even if we sell it for get value added, if we say that that's something where we benefit the everyday people. When you think now we're going farther, that they are bring back in Jamal. When the Manante man say, science based, that we have Placencia for we lagoon, with a second in the population of Manante now. But here what happened, we are the most disturbed habitat. For we Manante, that like the sickest, for we Manante, the vibes just alright, the bloodstream, the things they in and the blood we should have never did there. We say with that tourism that we would eat off and all. So I just say all of this to say that way I catch all my snook nose when I go down there behind my beach, my place rich. So imagine all of this now make no sense for make, because sense turn into dollar. So you know turn no dollar for nobody more than the same developer, the contractor, where they get a job and been getting the job, been breaking all the violation, been get so much money. And when we do stand up as a community, Christina, crew, everybody, we lose our salary for days now. We can't even charge that man after all the rate he have done. Now we're in a negotiation. I miss something. I really like what part this and that lagoon man so pristine. We talk about mangrove. And I give one a break down the way I see it. You see your engine, your vehicle got a filter. The oil filter. You put that on without any mechanic, tell her no filter, go run it and see what happens to your engine. The filter for that one of it that you got see grass bed, but you go look on the green with the mangrove. We have contaminated the mangrove so bad. That too much thing to talk about, but the sewer that been promised to Placencia. It's about the previous government, because you know what, face with red and blue and green or whatever color, red, white and blue. We been promised this, they get over $1 million to do on studies for a sewer system. Boy, even in that lagoon, in that ocean, that lone sewer, most autonomy given none at all to village council. A whole nother story that. When you see a developer come and they do a central building authority can right to go 4-story, man spend $3 million, $4 million for that building, you know. That's how much you spend by, I don't want to say bad word, by shit. That's how much you spend by sewer. You are the same septic like me and you. Guys, at least today, I know somebody watch the show where got power. At least today, the next investor have to invest in the right sewer system starting today. They don't rob with village council, a revenue earner when they end with the water board. and no give no sewer system. They dredge out the whole place, kill all the mangrove, and they look and say we into tourism. We don't know what part of tourism there. We beach day road with this. We don't serious, but that's so I want. I really want to lick that part. The hardest level, charge this developer, make you understand, and one of the charge to me. I know people work on develop before. We have to stop developer and ask you this and ask you point blank. Stop, take the lick when the contractor come back to you and say, man, we in a violation, I might need this or I need to do this or I need to pay off that one. Sir, you told me it was 100,000 for do it, you take the lick. So next time when they come and shove the machine there, they might think twice. Because for too long, it's been kicking down to the investor. You know, so just really, we all in at this together, man.
You had described last week when we had you on the phone live, when you guys were standing up on the peninsula near the site from the dredging. You were describing as well what had happened out in Funky. What's the latest on that?
Man, Funky, then I do a site visit, I think the very week, Saturday, I think it was. Usually like these things, low-level people like us don't really know and do the site visit. Maybe the same person I know he drive off with the same contractor, going to wherever they go see this thing. I am amazing when I carry you, I could be wrong, might not in the same boat, sitting in the same truck to go into the area. But I'm a broken nose when I talk to one of my good buddy. I say, well, you know we stop me and they only me there 20% in. I say, Lord have mercy. Suppose I'm going 50. Because 100 the place me and maybe disappear. 20% in and it's devastated. For right now, it sounds like they whole, just as they did for a couple hours for this project. But more than whole, we're asking for a moratorium when it comes to things like this. And when they ask for north to south, we revive the people from San Pedro all the way to down south at PG. We need a moratorium for this kind of action. Sell my minerals for less than $2 for the thing while they destroy the environment. It just don't make sense. So Funky, that one of the things where we have guys who depend like myself, the commercial fisherman go there, catch them bait, the fly fisherman go there, catch them bonefish permit, etc. And these things, again, make we go back to the maths. How much people with this beautiful island really hire at the detriment of the environment? Make we follow the dollar. It just want to make sense more. You know, it makes sense and we continue to push it. Continue to push these things that don't make no sense. But Funky, we need a, well, I would like for you and DOE if you step up there. They should have, make I come out and they meeting, you know, DOE should have come out and then explain to you clearer, get to a better and say, boy, what you don't need them, boy, if you explain. Make I explain to you, based on this merit, why they were granted. Because so far, we just don't say it makes sense, none at all.
What has been the response? You say I know that you have created a bridge of coastal communities and concerns around coastal communities from San Pedro down to PG. What has been the feedback on the call for the moratorium, and what is the strategy in place to try to make sure that it happens? Because I know that you are not a believer in just sounding good or the rhetoric of it. You're a man who believes in the result of a thing. So tell me about that.
Oh, definitely. I'll start first with the Belize flat fishery. We have lead this deal when it comes to protecting habitat. The kind of Belize we're frightening when I tell people they won't believe. As beautiful as we talk about so much marine reserve protected area, do you know most that only 1% of habitat is protected in Belize? So being the steward, not just talking like yeah, but meet everybody and make them understand this. To know vibes, we have one group with the San Pedro team. You know, like Danilo Sky or Rosaro. We have the different chat group that is organized and leadership. Mr. Billy, Mr. You know, different man from different era. They coordinate things together. And how could we energize and synergize all of that effort? Not against, for some reason, and this is one of the messaging that we're getting. We're really trying to educate the developer or the investor in investing in the very thing you say you can invest in. So that narrative is first the champion that we're fighting nationally, to not be the stigma type for say, boy, I want to shut down Prime Minister. We're not doing that. We want to make you continue to get revenue for this beautiful country continue to say development is developing Belize and is working with environment. But other funny commercial when they guys they push out. I tell you, I applaud them too. The Belize fund in commercial, but in doing work on the ground, not it happen. So we just give you that back to where I give that there's coordinated leaders that know, for instance, I tell you we got each other number. I could dial, I could boom, boom. We could move things without physically. You hear about the carbon footprint? We have a carbon footprint. We don't need to fly go to San Pedro. San Pedro don't need to fly go to the lagoon there to help we with that structure. Now with a one body. So we ask now the leader who take care of the whole body in unity. And we negotiate and do this thing, man. We need a moratorium for the dredging right now. You know?
Your thoughts, before we go to break, we see where there's been some effort after a long time for some rescuing, and this is after the effort that you led down in Monkey River, and we see all the big officials and they walk down the Monkey River and all of that. What are your thoughts on what has been done? And also I get some disturbing reports that while that is taking place, there is still an ongoing underneath kind of encouragement to try to get Monkey River residents to move from there, maybe sell out their land and move out. That's some of the stuff that I've been hearing.
I know the end, I go start with that end one. I'm not too familiar with the selling. I know people probably move for different reasons. But all I hope not, because they don't find another Monkey River, that's a special place, a place special to anybody who visit there. Some of the coolest people, the coolest environment, and entrepreneurship. Strive band, the banana start there, commercial fishing start, then the people know they're big, then they get things done. So for me, I got some calls say, boy, you work, but I had not said nothing first time on River help. I tell them, that's great. We don't need what we have done as a community. The purpose was when you plant a seed, because they went there. They never call me. And they see what we have done. They don't need to say it. They see it. So from that, whatever I lead, I want to plant the seed of continuity. I want to lead the seed that government help. By this people, you think you will do something? I show you how to do this thing. That's the whole purpose why you wake up. That's the purpose why I was in Monkey River 7 months leading this thing back and forth and bam, bam. That's the reason. So any movement when it comes to save community, save the erosion, I did with it 100%. Am I 100% with the technical way they have done it? That's another discussion. In reality, it's good for you to follow up and see it for yourself. All I say you should do a site visit and check it out. This guy, that the same man over they talk about, get a contract, applaud him. Cool. I just tell you that there is science behind certain things, and there's a licensed gun, and now gun kill people. That we only use it. There is rock there. Okay. My
question when I look at what is being done is that it seems like we treat symptoms, but we don't treat the root cause, because from my understanding, the root cause that in the river, and if you don't address that like okay, you want to continue have to do what you do over and over. That's just from my understanding of the problem.
That total, you can't say it better than that. I have a friend from Dangriga as well, and when you talk about Pinada River, you come back to Monkey River, the mining that they're doing, it's without any mine. I don't know why they got it. Mining means simple now. Remember the mine, the nature of what we need. The building, look at this simple thing. Like, I love study erosion and other Florida, I think that down in by Punta Gorda area. What they're pushing now, and you think that about 2 years now, then discourage them to make you invest that big money right on the water. I do it not to move people from Monkey River, but I not see we to make any Monkey River people and stay there for forever. So I don't want to mix up that. But think about right now Maya Beach and a whole era. For we government look like, I'll give overall, we'll push the biggest resort, might go and invest a million. Where they get the sand from, the house? Where they lay the blocks? Where all anything come from? Because somehow we not see the bigger picture, the whole big picture that we cause a lot of these things. And there's a lot of eco-friendly or nature-friendly ways of how to do things. We're excavating the river like never before. More than the point where I want to give you like with Monk River. There is no way the place will come back to how it used to be. We have more river now, more farming, more damming, like so much sand gone, but we could mitigate. So sometime when I applaud the effort, but we haven't found a cure. This is a treatment. And treatment would continue to need treatment. So I applaud the treatment. But somehow when you hear it, because this time only back and forth, I go with some of the people who support the initiative say like, hell boy, like, we never do nothing or this. No, we find the cure. I tell them, no man, we find the sparks to make something greater happen. And I believe in government. Government is there to help the people. But the people got to keep them awake. And that's our duty. So applaud the effort that's been done. A lot to be studied there.
We're going to take a break. It's 8:35. This is the WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Muzad. And guests here in the house, regular guests. So, you know, once we got better life and we got strength and he could pay that fuel. Because man don't like that virtual thing. Man like the eye in the flesh. So, that, you know, once you could handle the faster fuel costs, yeah, make it. We deal with it. This is our Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Monday morning, 18th of May, 2026. We will be right back. All right, welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mozart is in the house, and I'm along with General from the South, Eworth Garbutt, here with us this morning. Eworth, always enlightening, always inspiring. Once we have you here, listeners and viewers, I'm sure. When you work there, it's well worth having you worked.
I like how you put that. I appreciate it.
All right, so we got some of the video and photos that you wanted to show, dealing with illegal fishing, dealing with erosion, and dealing with sargassum. You line them up in the sequence that you want to touch on it, because we do have very limited time remaining.
Yeah, we could just start with the sargassum that either, you know, we could just say that, or the erosion. Any which ways they come and all come. Yeah, that was Placentia right there. The erosion was devastating. We see a beautiful beach where we known for our guests come from mainland.
That would have been high. That would have been high. That would have been high tide. Yeah,
no, this is the craziness. This is a low tide.
That low tide.
Low tide.
That's a Placentia proper.
Placentia proper, right in front of Elysian. That's so Elysian.
So no beach not there. Like
no man, no beach not there.
That a low tide, birds?
That low tide of the pan. And right there sort of front of by the touch. We have some of the best breakfast right there, Mr. Jody and crew. But that right there sort of whole thing front of Elysian go to Myanmar.
So but how much would it look pan, but how much normally from a low tide you may have out in front and in coconut tree they look pan?
No man, we don't talk no coconut tree route. We don't walk out easily just not long ago. We out at least 70 feet outside.
From there, normally?
Yeah, easy. You can run the beach, man. Center around the beach.
Right, so, I
no beach today.
No beach today.
None at all.
And that happened how quickly?
This, well, we catch with a back to back, you know, you never play, start right after, I think like before Easter, you say, well, at the after Easter. Like we say from Easter to now a constant grind. Because when the north then stop in February, so because north me kind of stop here early, you know. So far, then, and even in the north, what we noticed that we did have some very irregular high tide too. So you come in like I'm gonna tell Mr. Clifford, come in there, somebody tear the calendar, look like when they try to stick on back and put different months at different spot. Now everything mix up. So we know they get that consistently, as everybody knows, so we don't have to lament on that. But that way it look like right now. And to me, the crisis here, that the lack of meaningful leadership on again. If you just take sargassum or erosion for the day when you could see it, how when the beach big? You hear how much issue about it when the beach come back, leave it more, like saying that, you know what, now with the leave mitigation while they're out there. Because to me, easier, this is my opinion, the way I see it.
Upon this video.
This what are the Kongs thing. I'm about it right out there, so with the, this is just one of our fly fishing angler. I want to save that one for it. Anyways.
Let's hold up on the video, leave it there, and make
want to talk a little bit more about the sargassum.
Okay,
this right here, I don't know government issue. This we know the point no finger upon no government NGO. This is a crisis where we know unique to just we. But if when you lead, you really need to lead. How could you coordinate effort, awareness, and togetherness in the sense of knowing we all in this together. And we're not in this together when we smell sarcasm. We're in this together when the beach pretty and clean. How we could keep it clean. You know, so.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Morning,
yeah.
Brother Will.
Morning, Brother Mose. Morning, Brother Eworth.
Yes, blessed morning, Will.
Yeah, man. I just want to, thank you guys for the work that you guys are doing, and thank XTV for the work that it's doing by giving a voice to the people of Belize so that they could hear what happened. Balika more, I hope he bring a crate and left it at the zinc there. Balika kills or served with the lunch, right? That happened. That will be our donation. But back to this thing, I just had to plug that. We here in the south, well, the country of Belize, Eworth, I mean, you must be applauded for really, really bringing all these people together. And I want to applaud all the Belizeans, men, and the non-Belizeans who step up and say, you know what, we got to do something about this. And we got to bring pressure upon the OE. You know why they call the next day? They may don't put out a statement where say we are trying to go tomorrow, but if not, we're going the next day. Then they give the man time to continue his stupidness. A crime against the environment, like this DOE, my brother, they facilitate crimes against the environment. So, I mean, they got a cool minister and everything, but you can't just be cool and having crimes being committed against the environment, man. This is out of control. I mean, you are something so dramatic happening was that like they kill a man, right? Right there, they kill a man, right? I believe today, the commissioner said, we are dealing with that 2 days now because right now we're being still at the fund. That's exactly what going on. Crime against the environment happened, and I mean, the reaction was just like, yeah, well, okay, and that's, come on, man, let's go. We'll get to that. And we, the people of Belize, we are the ones who have to bring the pressure upon the people, right? And right now, make a switch on my hat to the People's National Party hat. It's the only political party with a sustainable development platform, and time to make Belizeans wake up and say, look here, I could see something else besides PUDP. Could see a different color between red and blue. Because Warren Garbutt right now, if he run under any, you don't have to be PNP, any other ticket besides red and blue, here win. I want to not have to run for PNP if we don't like PNP, but run independent, run for another party, and Belizeans have to stop this foolishness. And then they talk a lot of things, and when election time goes, and go and put the same X for red or blue. Come on, Belizeans, time to wake up. All right? Okay, let me continue your work. Thanks very much, Mose. Have a wonderful day.
All right, my brother.
Bless, Will.
Give thanks.
I want to add one little bit to your scene of crime where the criminal act. The man, even they figure out how to pay back the man for a bullet. How far, because the man still get the son. So.
Still the facilitate.
Yes, man, definitely.
But finishing up on the matter of the erosion, with times they get squeezed out, just your final thoughts, you may put that together before we talk about the illegal fishing quickly.
Yes, and again, I big up the village council. Again, they went and with Mr. Ping and they do a scientific study, etc. But while we wait on that, all I really want to spend the time to know that let's go harmonize and figure out what we could do. Why we can't even be proactive when this thing they tap away. But what we could do for be active, for at least continue to sustain what exists. DOE, please, you will come out right now and regulate some. I don't want to do it on paper, probably, I know you hear about it, but regulate some of the existing structure. Realistic that we could physically back there and move them. But it must have a pretty good slope. It must be wide. But if you copy the beach, make it look like the beach. That's the bottom line for me. Make it look like the beach. If you copy the least you could do. And people investment there, and make we advise the next investor before you build that for storage and take the same sand from the very place where the sand they get pumped from to help your beach. Sorry, you don't have to build that big. Build like I believe in right now. Build nice and easy, simple. Make your footprint be smaller. Make we be more because we always say about when I encourage something with the people there to move. But we need to move in the right direction with these bigger Cancun style buildings on the beach. Then they could slow down and they kill the rivers. But I want to move on to that and say we're not just unique to be the only one suffering from this sarcasm, from this climate crisis. But one thing we can't do, that suffer in a silent and suffer by yourself. In a unity, we could bring everything. And I think no government alone, no NGO alone, no people alone, but togetherness, we could take care of this. No right way, no wrong way, more than togetherness. That's the way how we got to get it done. I want to touch base more with your permission to go ahead with the illegal fishing where they kill way.
Yeah, man, got you.
For most people, for the fishers, man, for the people who depend on belong to one thing, healthy environment that we need. We need the environment to feed with family. Think about what the fisheries department have done, and this is because of science, because of study. But me and Moses have a good conversation there, and one of the man bring up straight to the point, because intelligence without integrity, the chaos, total chaos. We know the data can come, but see if this make any sense. You tell fisherman, Belizean fisherman, the one who law abiding, we do have some bad one. Then the one I won't even want to call in the Belizean. They're not qualified for we. But the point that I give, the law abiding citizen, the Belizean, we stop. We take off them fin just off. I think that right around Easter, the season close, which would have put away nearly 2 months, because it closed July 1st, right? It closed nearly 2 months. So lobster don't close, conchs don't close. The only thing not closed than the fishers way of life when it comes to expense, and a picnic, they go to school, they have to pay their mortgage, blah, 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 engine broke up. Is it fair to have a closed season and paper when we have zero enforcement in the very area? This area, the shore of Cocosolo, there to everybody in the south, the Placencia, Monkey River, Punta Negra, PG, all of we work, the whole area right up Hopkins Man and all come down sometime. But the bottom line would give that this one day we get it on camera, but it happen every day. My friend gone, they come back from the Zapadelo case, say one boat deck load with product heading over to Puerto Cortes when they see how they come, because he come in a big enough boat moving fast. So they probably think the enforcement, like, and they probably not used to see enforcement to start with. Anyway, when he gone there and say another boat they dive, you see the lead door already in Cocosolo.
Yeah. When
the man pull up, they can't hear right, we look for permit, right? And the scanner look for the rays, and behind the rays you find the permit there, we got some bone. When he zoom in at the water, he see a blue bag. Only if you pull that up, because I don't know then they do conchs, so a whole bag of conchs. Can't leave it more, one another bag of conchs. He got, I think that 3 in and no time, and he there with the guests, and the guests are not coming for do enforcement. They come here for relax. They come here for catch the fish of a lifetime, their trophy. But instead of my body, they do enforcement there. While we have all the blue fun and all of these amazing meetings where we have the fisheries and I know they call out my body for fisheries. I just say give, if they don't have the amount of resource that usually they cry, but the poor fisherman, all the resources, they go to Honduras and Guatemala, and this happen point blank. And I never just got the video and keep it to myself. I send it out to the fisheries department to see, you know, everybody who could play a role. I never get a call back for sending me a bus. But these things have to stop. Fishermen right now not pay their bills. Lobster season closed, conch season closed. On paper for who laugh.
But
eat no food. Enforcement. Then they eat, we eat tilapia when they eat the fillet snapper and that if we're lucky with tilapia. You know what I mean? So that was prime time for make we step up people, and knowing that what good for the geese, good for the Ghana, and more than that, we're good for Belizean. That for make we keep a resource that Belize. And I asked the fisheries department just recently, could you tell me how much revenue we're losing? We have to go back to government and revenue. How much revenue we're losing in illegal fishing activity? They don't even have the least idea, Moses. If I could say, just an guesstimate, I could say we lose 5 million a year, and you need to invest 1 million, which will bring back 4. Any smart business, not even smart, any businessman want to jump on that. We need enforcement, meaningful enforcement. You got to be whereby with it do the right thing, the right salary for the right people. You know, so without enforcement, we're not going nowhere. And then down that PG, one of the crisis where a lot of fishers, they call me and with the back and forth right now that the fish trap, and we're really in a negotiation with that. And people have to feed their family, but they have a way out to do it. The fish trap, they kill down in a PG, in a the Port Honduras Marine Reserve. So thanks to the Tide team, Chavo and crew, and how they work with we, and we just have to do this in a really meaningful manner for all. For just people know that we they do this for the betterment of Belize now. So we all in this together. But enforcement at the elephant in the room, and they keep with Coast Guard get some pretty drone, night vision, this, that, and broad daylight 12 o'clock, 12 lunchtime, not far from the base. This is where my friend have to enforce. He gets there from out I think California or whatever. You know, so it's just too much is given, much is expected.
You said the hardest man if wake up that the man will not sleep.
You say it best, Mods.
Eworth, respect.
Yes, man.
Always.
Appreciate it.